Why do you need minerals to get mining districts?
You need
like
minerals to make minerals. It's like you need money to make money, you know?
Mm.
Makes sense, I think.
I think so.
I think it out. I think it out.
Technological ascendancy.
I wish I could be a technological ascendant.
Fuck you for not going along with that, Stefan. You're not. Why do you never go along with the stuff that I say?
Well, here's the thing.
Is always just so like, just bouncing right off of me, like every time.
I don't know. Whoa. No.
I said that right in front of Mom too.
Your mom definitely thinks you're good.
She walked out right before you said that. Right before I said that.
She definitely heard that though.
It's so funny.
She was like, "Why, dear Lord, why did you give me a gay son?"
Only give me. Our last name is Bach, not Gay Lord.
I wished for a straight son, not a gay son.
But I guess a straight son would have been adjacent.
Ooh. I'm so glad you know that. Even though that's kind of fun. I need energy grids.
Belligerent. Ruthless capitalists. I like these guys already.
I think a clear one will add.
How do you guys like your capitalism?
I like it. Cold.
Yeah, so it's not a big deal. So it's the higher grade plastic.
Fuck, dude, that's rough. Just so
Making how much?
The other ones are like
50%.
he's making 160.
Yeah, so basically I'm having an epidemic of economic crisis,
higher grade plastic.
which I'm trying to overcome.
It just sounds like real life.
Sell Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
So I
No, you're right.
kept them fresh.
I mean, for real. It's real though. It's real shit though. It's real shit. Real talk. Real talk though.
Is it real though?
Only if you keep it real. Do you keep it real?
Good
Not
question.
always. Not real, G.
Oh my.
I jerk off.
Micah, I feel like that dog toy is entertaining you more than the dog.
This isn't a dog toy. This is the one of the duckies from like 30 years.
Oh wait, never mind. So it cuts my research output by 70%,
Ooh,
What does?
holy
not 50.
Yo. So
Wait,
you're
what?
making like 400 science a turn?
I can tell you.
No, I'm making like 3. I'm close. Okay, fine. You're right. Close. But to be fair, it's because it took over a bunch of places that had a bunch of science stuff. So it's really not
Wait.
my.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So it's not your Empire Sprawl, or what is it?
Okay, so basically, so you took over the guy, and you got his research, but now you're cutting all of that by 70%, right?
Yeah, because okay, so
Okay,
what happened
that
is I
makes
had a
sense.
consumer goods shortage, and the way to deal with it was to cut technology by 70%, and it would increase it because I was having negative 100, and it cut it down to 25.
Oh shit, dude, that really sucks.
Yep.
That just sucks.
I'm still making negative 80 and like just not doing too well right now.
I have. Well, we can't even trade right now. Shit.
That's what I do. I mean, that's fair.
It's smaller to buy your.
But you know what that means, right?
What does it mean, Mike?
It means it's time for us to catch the fuck up.
You're re-gifted, then you gave it to somebody else.
Mike, go through training arc stuff and do a training arc.
Exactly.
No, we're doing the training. We're doing the training arc.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Sorry, I'm just so used to like. Wait, no. Yeah, you're right. We're always the one that have to do the training arcs. What the fuck?
What?
Where did I even get that idea from?
That's
Oh,
not a
okay.
good breakfast.
You're not a good breakfast, bitch.
I don't know. Okay.
That was backpower in this one system. Okay, that is gonna be good and bad for me. Good in the fact that I don't have to worry about anyone attacking me.
Yeah, that'd be
Bad in
good.
the fact that like
That'd be
it's a
good.
fucking wall.
Okay.
I'm trying to deal with you guys, man. I really am.
Are you though?
Yes, I am, and this is so painful.
I believe in you.
We all believe. If there's anyone we believe in, it's gonna be you.
Wait, what?
I think anyway.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I can't imagine anyone else I'd believe in. I don't think I'd even believe in Isaiah.
That's fair.
That is not fair, asshole.
Okay, I paused it, by the way.
Okay.
You need help, son.
Yes,
Well, I can't help. Hope you can figure it
I'm
out.
not doing well.
Help me, please. By the
What are
way,
your stats?
Negative 98 consumer, negative 59 food, plus 22 minerals, negative 46 energy, plus 73 alloys.
Okay, you're
Wow,
fucked.
I can read you.
well, you could be selling alloys and be buying other things. To be fair.
Stop that.
How do you always get so fucked?
Well, he subjugated somebody, so.
Oh.
mean, this
Yeah,
is the
yeah, that's
cheapest,
really
you
cheap
know,
for a little while.
Yeah.
What if you're gonna give it back to them?
Want good
Probably
software,
don't
I
want
guess
to
you
give
get
it back.
CR10.
No, I wouldn't want either.
$1,000 for CR10.
If I knew you, I would give you free stuff.
All I gotta say is at school, we had CR10s, they broke down. I mean,
It did break down.
I remember it was just born.
It is almost 8:10,
Everything.
by the way.
810.
There was 4 out of our 5 that weren't working. Jaden took it from all those things.
Stefan, what
Had 4
what
running.
DLC do you definitely get for this game? Because I want to go play a solo game. Because honestly, I'm
That's
really
another
itching to
good
like
thing,
just
you know,
beat the hell out of this like I
new
used
students came
to.
in, they had
But like, we can't really do that with like the multiplayer games.
instead of just new teacher coming in and just overcrafting. Not CR10 though. They're
How many
just-
planets do you guys have?
all about, oh, well, it's
No,
all
my
about-
I still only have like 4 habitable ones.
Like, oh, that. I don't know, spend $1,000 for just that's basically equivalent to the Ender 3, just to
The Commonwealth on that piece of shit.
Declared war on me, literally my worst time to possibly declare war on me.
I wish I could.
Which probably means it's the best time for him to declare war on you.
Yeah!
It is the
Shit, Isaiah. I'm gonna fuck him up though, because my military is stronger than his.
I'm actually doing pretty good this game. Yeah. Why is the Commonwealth of Man such an asshole all the time?
Have you met another human?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Enough said.
Enough said, you're right.
And screw this level.
Screw you.
Bitch. Sorry. That was out of pocket.
That was out of pocket.
That's my bad.
Yeah, that was really
Sorry.
not cool, man.
I'm so sorry.
That was not cool, bro. You know that's against our code.
Okay. I have a lot of issues going on, and I do not want to deal with them right now.
Okay.
Alright, so
Fair
save
enough.
point.
That's kind of why I said that, because I was like, shit, he's probably gonna.
Because I'm having planetary revolts. Okay, so let me tell you the situations I got. I got planetary revolt. I got consumer goods shortages. I got food shortages. I got energy shortages. Like, what don't?
dude.
What the fuck don't I have?
Sounds like you're
And
about to
are
create
you-
like a
are you
black hole.
selling- Are you selling alloys per turn?
I should be.
You need to do that. As many as you can support, because like, holy shit. Because that's what I needed to do when I subjugated the other guys, is I sold a bunch of my alloys per turn and used that to buy a lot of other shit to even it out a little bit.
It's a good idea. I'll do that next game.
Next game,
Well, next, run.
we quitting
next-
already?
Next.
Okay, so are we
Sorry.
saved?
Next time we play.
Next session.
Are we saved? Sweet.
Yeah. Alright, see you guys. I'm gonna go get ready to go to bed.
Alright,
See ya.
see you, bro.
I'm also gonna leave. I got
Alright,
stuff.
see you, bro.
I got stuff to do.
Okay, see ya. Hey Josiah,
Yeah.
have you played Arcane Lineage?
I joined it for like 3 seconds and then I left because I had to go do something. And
Okay.
I haven't played it. Looks pretty cool though.
I mean, it's basically, it's kind of like the Lineage games, except it's turn-based combat and it doesn't have PvP. In other words, it's PvE, like the Lineage games should be.
Rogue Lineage, is that the one that was like hexes, different hexes and stuff?
No, that was Hexaria or Hex something.
Hexaria. Hexaria was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so this Arcane Lineage, it's basically in the theme of the Lineage games. This game basically, it has the base classes and then the super class or whatever, but it's all turn-based combat and PvE. So I've been enjoying that game.
I do like me some good turn-based PvE.
It's
I'm looking
difficult
forward to the next
though.
Civ.
I look.
Oh, I'm looking for the next Civ. Like it's gotta be out soon.
I love my classic PvP action
No.
based.
Feel like yep, that wasn't it.
I need to go home and take a shower, and then I'm probably gonna get ready to go to sleep. If I really need to just focus on when I get tired, or like just gonna sleep on time.
I've tried that. I end up just getting more awake by the time I end up getting to
Yeah.
bed.
I just suck. Like, see, Stefan and Micah are so disciplined when it comes about going to sleep on at a certain time because they're like, all right, I need to get this 8 hours of sleep. Whereas for me, I'm like, I'll just stay up as late as I feel like staying up, and it's like, wow, it bit me in the ass the other time.
For me, it's, I mean, I could be in bed at a specific time every time, no problem. It's just falling asleep at that time. It's not really very consistent on when I fall asleep.
Alright, cool. We have an arc map here. Oh, we have arc map enabled. You know what's funny is that I have gotten more IT experience than you have.
That is very true.
That's fucking funny, dude. I don't know nothing about programming and shit.
I mean, programming isn't like specific to IT. Programming is not really. It's not even really IT.
You know what's
It's
the-
just programming.
That's a bitch to figure out sometimes, though.
What's that?
Adding a printer.
It's not too bad. Well, sometimes.
It's usually not.
But I know what you mean. Printers suck. Normally, I don't have a problem with printers. It's normally everybody around me that has a problem with printers.
Well, I mean, it's not bad if you hook it up to a network, but the problem is I think you have to have the firewall settings for it, and I don't know how to get the firewall settings, because usually I don't.
Firewall settings for like the network or for the printer itself?
To allow, like, the network to find the printers on the thing, which I don't know anything about, because, like, we don't actually configure the firewall here in the main night, so we're just like a sub. We're like the IT department for, like, our school, which is like so the university is split off into multiple schools, and we happen to be the School of Engineering, which includes electrical engineering, geological engineering, geology and geological engineering, mechanical, electrical, civil, chemical engineering, and then computer science. Computer science is only here because they don't really fit into anywhere else. Because they're not really like engineering, because they kind of operate on their own. I'm not saying like they're not, like the discipline itself is not engineering, because like you need programming for engineering. But like their program itself is not really like like integrated into like the actual School of Engineering. Like it doesn't feel like a part of it. I mean it is, but it doesn't feel like it, if that makes sense. How's your job hunt going anyway?
Unsuccessful still. I can't. Well, you can't find an IT job specifically.
You might need to move out of your parents' house potentially, and I know that's not your ideal, what you want.
Well, it's really just like even if I need to move somewhere, it's like
It's
so
expensive
rough.
to get a-
Yeah, it's everything is just so expensive right now. I don't even know if I would be able to because the initial cost is going to be the real killer.
What's Andrew going for anyway right now?
I don't
What's he
know.
Isn't he going to like join the Air Force or something like that?
I think he was. I don't know. His the school system hasn't really been super great. He hasn't been able to get in the what's it called? C of O.
Oh, C of O. So he's just thinking he's just gonna go join the Air Force.
Yeah, well, he was going to get his chemical engineer's degree.
I mean, he's got options. Like my boss never actually got a college degree. He just went into the Coast Guard, and they taught him everything he needed to know there. So, and he seems to be doing pretty well off financially. Like I don't know, like his financial background per se, but like he owns 2 houses, so Can't be doing too bad. I don't know how he got them. You know what the weird part about like all that kind of stuff is that I don't really know what I should and shouldn't talk about. So like I'm catching myself on being like, should I be talking about that or no? I don't know if you've had moments like that.
I mean, it just depends on
Cause like I don't feel like that would be like confidential information, but like at the same time, it's like I don't know.
no, I mean it's probably not really that confidential.
I don't imagine it would be, but at the same time, I don't know.
So I thought about learning how to speedrun another game.
And
I haven't really decided yet. Because the other game I want to speedrun is also very, I don't know, those seem like Celeste, it was kind of like, there wasn't like any glitches or anything, but like it seems like every game that I want to even try speedrunning, there's like tons of glitches. And I just don't really want to have to do a bunch of glitches and a bunch of weird stuff. Maybe I just should speedrun the game without all that stuff.
what's the game?
A Hat in Time. I was gonna learn how to speedrun A Hat in Time.
That sounds fun and miserable. I'm about to like hardcore start getting back to exercising. It's just I'm really waiting for the pool to be open. And it just doesn't really open. See, it's like open for like 2 hours, but the thing is that like I need breaks because it's asking me for like almost 2 kilometers of swimming every single time, which is like over a mile of swimming each time, which doesn't sound bad, but it's the water.
That is over a mile each time, yeah.
2 kilometers. Hold on.
Because a kilometer is 1,000.
miles.
Yeah.
See, the minimum it asks for is 1.7 kilometers or a mile. And then like the maximum it asks for is like 2.5 kilometers. Right now, anyway, it bumps up later. And like, I need more than 2 hours for that because I also want to take a shower when I get out. Which is fine. I just wish we didn't live so far from town, honestly. Because like, going anywhere is at least like an hour.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it is around here, except
Kidding me?
we have Muskogee kind of close, so.
I don't think there's much in your town, so even though you live in town, you like...
Oh no, our town has nothing in it.
Exactly, so you kind of have the same problem.
Like I said, the closest is Muskogee, and it's like 30 minutes away.
And even
so.
Muskogee doesn't have a whole lot, doesn't it?
It's got a fair amount. It's actually a pretty good size. It's not. I would still I wouldn't consider it a large city, but it's like a medium-sized city.
See, I don't know if I want to live like in a traditional neighborhood one day, but I'm not against it. It really just depends what I want and what facilities are nearby that I actually care about.
I don't want to live in a neighborhood in town at all. Because the town restricts you on what you can freaking do on your own property. Which is retarded.
I agree with that. But that's just where you can ignore it. If it's anything inside your house, anyway.
No, I mean outdoor stuff as well.
Oh yeah, outdoor
Why
stuff
can't
is...
I park on the lawn? What's wrong with that?
Well, it's kind of like
What? No.
Alright, my aunt and uncle have this they had...
It does depend. Are they in an HOA? Because like, are you talking about
I
an
don't
HOA or
know.
are you talking about city ordinance?
I don't know. Either one. Doesn't really matter.
So an HOA is not... No, they are kind of different.
I said
So
it doesn't
neighbors
really
will
matter. I don't want
homeowners do-
anything to do with any of them.
Well, city ordinances are a lot of times not necessarily aggressive, and you're grandfathered in if you do something to change it. The homeowners association, however, are complete and total bullshit. And I will never buy a house in a homeowners association place.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The problem is that the people that usually gain power in that are like old people that have nothing better to do, but like waste time and screw over people's lives. At least
Yeah,
with
that
the
sounds
board
about
around.
right. Because they had this vehicle and they in their backyard for a while, and they like somebody called them on it, or called it on them or whatever. And so they I don't know if they had to do something or what. It'd been sitting there for like however long. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
That should never happen, to be honest.
And I think that that one I think was city ordinance, because I don't see them buying anything in a homeowners association either. But
Well, I mean,
they
might
make
have had
questionable
it in
decision.
homeowners association. I mean, there is a difference. There is a difference between city ordinance and homeowners association. Always avoid a homeowners association unless you're really, really like okay with just following all the rules. Which some of them might be really fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, the homeowners association is terrible.
No, it
I
is
can-
city ordinance though. You can't have your car parked on grass anymore. At
Yeah.
least in-
Now,
That's
now,
It's so dumb. It's your lawn. I'm doing it anyway, so.
as long as they don't call you, I don't think it's an issue. Call on you, it's an issue. But the problem is the fact that it even exists means someone that's being a pain in your ass can just do that shit.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't have a lot of room. You guys, each one of you guys have a car, which is 5 people, plus a trailer, plus a spare.
Oh, it would not even fly around here. Like, there's no shot that they would
It's like, what
get
are you guys
away with.
supposed to do? Yeah. You guys don't have room to like do, because like.
Yeah.
If you
I mean,
actually
even if it
start
is
adding
city
people-
ordinance, like the amount of, like they don't enforce it around here, and they wouldn't, because they wouldn't dare.
If there's one thing I like about Oklahomans is the fact that y'all are don't fuck with rules, or at least government rules. Which sounds bad to some people, but I don't like government, so.
I don't like big government.
I don't like big government, but even local government can screw you over, because like city ordinances and stuff can still screw you over. Like that's what you're talking about. What you're talking about is local government.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, that's true. I don't like, I don't know, I don't think government is necessarily bad. I don't think that, but I think some rules are definitely retarded.
It's a hard balance between like, is local, I don't know, should like the federal government mandate that something stupid not happen? But then again, it's like, it's their choice if it's a local
It's
thing.
typically what it is one person did something stupid or whatever,
And they make the
and then
rule
they
out.
make a rule that hinders everybody.
Yep. Sounds about right.
That's typically what happens, which is why we don't do that at a Sakot.
Don't do what?
Make rules because one person did something.
You know, I might be able to go to a large chunk of Sakot this year, because it's like from a weekend to a weekend. The only problem is it's like 7 hours away.
Yeah, it is a weekend to a weekend, which is nice. People are
It
gonna
doesn't
be
matter
getting
to
there.
You guys, though, because you guys don't have jobs. Or at least, well,
Even if I had a job, it wouldn't matter.
I have a job.
I'm not talking about you, just you have a job.
You mean we used to drive 4 hours to
I mean,
Sakot?
you thought,
I think
well,
we've gone to Tennessee for one as well.
that is not as far as 7 hours, though.
No, it isn't. But we always drive and we always make our drive in one. We would still make the drive in one day.
See, we can just catch I-40 at Memphis and follow it basically all the way to their one toll road. Wait, no tolls on this one, actually. Yeah, fuck yeah. Actually, that's a pretty decent drive. That's not bad at all. And Waroka's pretty close to Oklahoma City.
I have a feeling my dad said he has a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people on site registering because they don't really know what their situation will be financially.
Would it be a problem if we don't register online? Because honestly, I'm not sure if any of us are going to make it still.
No, you can register there. You have on-site registration.
Okay. I just hope you guys don't dump us in like the back of the place, because that would be depressing.
And I can't
But if you do
guarantee anything.
No,
I don't know
get it,
where.
I get it.
I don't know what sites are available.
I'd love to be just right next to the box, but like I don't know how they feel about that because they like their privacy.
That's just Shane.
Well, I don't want to intrude Mr. Shane's stuff either.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are waiting to register on and even come on, do all their stuff on site because.
Worst comes to worst, I'll just set up my tent in the middle of the soccer field.
Hey, I mean, you can do that. I think. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
actually a.
It's like, it's
I
a
actually
beautiful
don't know
day,
if you're. I don't know if you're able to. I don't know actually. I feel like it's not.
I really, I think they pick me off, but they could be like, all right, people need to play ball. And
I mean,
you're in the way.
it is possible, yeah. But I don't know if we
I mean,
ever
that's what I
like
would-
marked it off as like not camping. I think that it's just nobody's dumb enough to camp there.
Well, I'm gonna change that. If there's anyone that can do it, it'll be me. See, I'm an interesting combination of really smart and really dumb.
I think it's just the really dumb part.
No, because you're in really.
I don't really see the combination there. Just pure.
That better be you talking smack, because if it ain't you talking smack and you genuinely think that, I'm disappointed.
I mean, it's a mix.
Not a strong mix.
Well, no, I would say it's a strong mix. I do some really dumb shit sometimes. I'm like, wow, what the fuck was I thinking? But then other times I'm like, wow, dude, I'm a genius because I can like absorb information like a sponge, bro. Like my learning capability.
Mine is very
My ability-
my information retention is very very specific. Requires there's a specific set of circumstances that has to be met before I can
Learn.
remember it.
Yeah. This is the same
So
for
for
me.
so for me, I just suck at everything I start at. But the thing is, once I get a firm understanding of what I'm doing, I learn the rest of it very quickly. But like, of course, that firm understanding, that fundamental understanding of what I'm doing is that tricky part. So, like learning a new language, except basically anything else.
I don't know if I can. I think maybe I could learn a new language, just like maybe be able to hear it and speak it. But I don't think I can.
Chinese.
I don't think I could ever write it or read it.
I'm taking Chinese this semester, intensive Chinese, so we'll see how that goes. And they're gonna give me a lot of homework. They're gonna make me learn a lot of characters. Why Chinese? Because like of all the ones that are there, that's the one I found the most interesting. I didn't really
What were
wanna
all the
learn
options?
French, with like German, French. I don't really want to learn any Western languages because I didn't really want to learn any Western languages because if they have the same logic, then they're just learning the different stuff. I want to learn something like completely different from what I'm used to. Let me actually Google what the options were. Just double check that I'm not interested or wasn't interested in it. Alright, course registration, my course favorites. Modern languages. Latin 2 under modern languages. I don't know if they know what modern language means. Alright. You guys still here?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright, so intensive Arabic, which, like, I wouldn't mind it, but, like, I don't really care for it as much. Like, me, I think it would be on my to learn list, because I wouldn't mind learning Arabic. But not really what I want to start off with. I really want to start off with some Eastern language. So, Arabic, bunch of different dialects of Arabic, like Egyptian, Moroccan, Levantine. There's intensive Chinese, which is what I'm taking. Elementary French. Fuck the French. Elementary German. Germans are cool, but it's like, eh. I'm keep going down. So ESL, which I think is sign language, English Sign Language.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
sounds
even
right.
learning topics in ESL. Elementary Italian. I already know Spanish, and it's a cousin of Italian, so if I ever wanted to, I don't think it'd be super difficult to. Elementary Japanese, which was the other one that I was thinking of doing, but the thing is, this class is not as... It doesn't meet as often as intensive Chinese, so it's like, I prefer to learn more. Intensive Elementary Korean 1. Actually, that would be interesting to learn. The question is it taught by a chick?
Why is that your only consideration? Is that the only consideration you made when choosing these languages?
I'm not gonna lie, that was actually like a big consideration. Was
Oh my gosh, you freaking...
It's
What?
easier to. It's easier to learn from a chick.
I don't think that's true. I'm sorry.
It's easy. No, it just is.
No.
Unless
I am
you're,
a
like,
sucker
really
for
weird.
pretty women. Okay. Look,
Oh, that's...
I'm honestly
Yeah,
kinda
that's...
surprised.
You're a guy.
Like, I'm honestly kind of surprised that Mrs. Melanie even thinks I could be remotely gay just because of like how much like of a sucker I am for women. I don't think she understands that part. But yeah, no, that was actually like a big factor. I was like, how pretty. And then the Japanese lady teaching it isn't, it's like cold.
I mean, I am going to tell you right now, if anyone in this group comes out as gay, I will have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, we're done.
No, understandable, but like, if anyone thinks that, they're fucking wrong.
I mean, you will be disowned faster than anyone ever.
Fair enough. I wouldn't do that to you guys, but like, I understand if you guys do it in return. Elementary Portuguese, intensive Russian, which I don't care about Portuguese or Russian. Spanish, which I already know Spanish, I just gotta brush up on that, that's it. Intermediate Swahili. Of all the ones there, Korean and Japanese are the ones that interest me the most.
Yeah, well, see, another thing with me with learning a language is I would want to learn a language that I'm actually either one gonna use or I have an interest in. And the only language currently that I would even probably consider would probably be Japanese, because I would actually use it in some way. Also, I would really want to go to Also, I would really want to go to Japan. That or yeah, that or English Sign Language.
I want to learn Hebrew.
That one also could be useful. Yeah, that's another one that would be like, but I don't think I would be interested enough in Hebrew to actually be able to learn it and retain it. But Japanese, I would actually like to go to Japan at some point. I've heard a lot of great things about it. Aesthetically, I think it's probably my favorite place in the world, or one of my favorite places. I've never really had an interest in anywhere else.
No, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's just that, as I said, it doesn't meet as often as I'd like it to meet, because that one meets 3 days a week. Then has one practical application, but like, and of course the lady isn't as pretty, but it's not, I'm not gonna say it's like a deal breaker, it's just like a nice to have kind of thing. She's pretty. And the Chinese lady's pretty. And I know that I like Chinese shows and stuff, so I'm like, you know, who knows, if we ever get conquered by China one day, I can,
It ain't happening. I'm gonna tell you right now. It ain't happening.
No, it ain't never happening.
Actually,
Let's be real. If what's his face, the black guy who accidentally caused a riot,
George Floyd.
Kai Cenat. That's his name.
Okay.
If Kai Cenat can cause a riot with 7,000 people in New York that was like unable to be contained by the police of New York, then I think that 10,000 people organized with guns can do about anything. So I think we'll probably be all right. Because we've definitely got more than like probably 1 million that is like willing to cooperate with.
Oh, I genuinely doubt that that's ever gonna happen.
Oh no. The only way the only way they're taking over the United States is from the inside, which they are slowly doing successfully, but for how long? They just have to make one bad rule and then they're done. They just haven't made the bad rule yet.
I mean, they have.
Well, they've made a lot of them.
Not bad enough.
They just haven't made it bad enough.
Quite
They haven't
frankly,
attacked
I
our
don't think
pride and
China-
joy.
Quite frankly, I don't think China's capable of invading us.
No. I don't think any country is.
The only person that's capable of destroying the U.S. is the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh, and probably what's that one dude's name?
Goku?
No. No, Goku couldn't destroy me. No.
I don't know about that.
Andrew Tate could destroy me. Easy.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either.
What do you mean?
Wait, who? Wait, what?
Okay, how's he gonna destroy the states? Let's hear it.
Wait, what's going on?
Okay,
I mean,
so you see, he'll get all of the men on his side, right?
Oh, that ain't
yeah,
happening.
Because the others are women.
He's a dickhead.
I think you underestimate our women.
I think you underestimate our women too, bro.
And our men. What are you,
I'm
friggin'...
And our men too, yeah, bro. He's honestly like a dickhead. He treats women like they're second-class people, honestly.
I look at his face and I think moron. Like, what...
No, he's absolutely a moron. Like, I'm not saying that some of his stuff.
I'm not gonna
isn't
say
based
he's
in-
intelligent. I mean, he's intelligent.
So,
But I'm not gonna
he's
say
a
it, but,
moron,
like,
right?
You can be
He's a
stupid
moron, right?
and a moron.
But
You can
he's
be.
got,
You can have.
but he's got
some
millions
intelligence.
of dollars, and who has millions?
Oh,
Listen,
You
I
do not
never
need to be
said...
smart to- You
I
do
didn't
not
say
need
he
to be
wasn't
smart to get
intelligent.
PvP.
Well, and there's that. You don't need to be smart to make a lot of money. You just gotta play the game. Also,
You
you
just gotta
can be
play the
smart
game.
and a moron.
There's different kinds of intelligence
Like,
also. There's like he could be intelligence that makes
What was that?
money
What
or
anime
marketing
did I
based.
watch? Or was it even an anime?
There is also different kinds of intelligence. Like overall, he might not be very smart. I
Wasn't
don't think
it?
he's overall like dumb. I do.
No, I think
that
he's intelligent. I think he's just a moron.
I think he's a moron when it comes to social issues. And quite frankly, I think that anyone that looks at him is like, I mean, like I'll respect your opinion, but at the same time, I think it's a really dumb opinion to have.
Okay, I've got to be doing this wrong.
Doing what wrong? There are different kinds of intelligence, by the way. You
That
can be an
makes
absolute moron, but amazing at making money. You can be an absolute moron and be amazing at engineering. If there's anything that I learned so far in my life, and like this isn't universal, obviously this is in my limited scope of experience, but you do not have to be smart at everything to be smart at something.
Yeah.
Well, I generally think that intelligence isn't even general knowledge. Because, like, I think
Intelligence
it's more just in a specific subject.
I would describe intelligence as instinct, honestly. It's like, what is your instinct when you have a specific subject? For example, on math, how long does it take you to solve it based on your instinct or experience? Because you give anyone the amount of tools, and I feel like they could eventually get to the right answer. But the problem is like, how long does it take them to get to the right answer?
Yeah, that's the difference. Is how long? How?
It tasted like high quality watered down chocolate. Hot chocolate. Just like
Like,
high
I don't-
quality watered down milk.
Like, I don't think Andrew Tate is dumb. I don't think he's very smart, but I don't.
No,
think he's
I don't
dumb.
think he's dumb. I just think that his. It's like
I think
he's.
the only reason.
He kind of. It's hard to put. It's hard to find a way to put it. He's not dumb. He's just. I actually don't even know what his opinions are. I know they're not good. He's kind of like if a vegan was like graduated in every academic profession. Super intelligent, but they're a freaking vegan.
Yeah.
Is that a great way to put it?
Yeah, that is good.
Like one of those obnoxious vegans, not like a normal vegan, which is hard to find. Some are like,
I don't know. Vegan is just like, I don't understand it. We talked about like how hardcore vegans like won't even eat avocados because they bring bees in to pollinate them. And I'm like,
no, that's dumb.
and I'm like, I found my new logic for freaking for screwing vegans in one sentence. If they don't like animals, right? They don't like they don't like food. They don't like eating anything to do with animals, right?
Yeah.
So like if they're not gonna have something that the animals help make, then technically they can't have any plants either because everything has to be pollinated.
If they don't like insects, that is. Now, if they, I'm sure that there's some argument that could be formulated against that, but I don't think it would hold a whole lot of weight. Cause it's like, well, people farm a lot of bees, so it's like, well, their bees are doing it of their own natural will. Well, animals like to hump each other. Is that like,
Yeah.
people put them in pens so they'll hump each other, bro. Consider my audience. Which aside, so. need to get home.
You're not
Where are you
wrong.
at right now? Are you at like school?
I'm on my job. I was having to finish installing this, I was finishing setting up this computer.
You get paid overtime?
No, I get paid hourly, but I don't have to be here, so I just want to get the job done today, and quite frankly, whenever I want to get a job done, I'm happy to stay overtime to get it done. Out of curiosity, and this is like a genuine question, by the way, what is your logic for cutting off someone that you find out to be gay? And let me explain my logic real quickly. Is that I think that we're here to love people. I think that regardless of the type of person they are, regardless of whether you view it as a sin or not, I think it's our job to just be loving and kind to people. And I don't think cutting off people is showing love or kindness towards them. And I apply this logic to everyone, like whether you've done an abortion, whether you're gay, whether you're an ex-murderer. It's like, you know, my job as a person is to just love people. And
I mean,
honestly,
you
I've
do
come
realize that a
about it.
freaking murder, the logic in the Bible is death, right?
Well, there are certain reasons behind that.
No, well, that
are
was no. That was for specific. That was for specific things.
Yeah,
Not
it's like
murder.
a penalty with full death. Well, remember, I'm not talking about the kind of murder, but but the Bible also considered that accidental murder, even though it wasn't like.
That's
the
not a
penalty was still
murder.
death.
That's just you killed someone. I don't consider that to be a murder.
Well, even nowadays, I think that would be defined as
I
manslaughter.
consider that.
believe,
Yeah,
right?
I consider that to
Alright,
just.
well, okay, let's just say kill it. Let's just say someone
No,
killed him.
no, but think about it. If you're drunk driving, right, and you accidentally kill someone, or you're like being an idiot and you accidentally kill someone, I still think it should fall under murder.
No, I
Like, you
agree. No,
didn't
I
mean-
think that.
No, I know.
No, I
Not
agree
in,
with you.
not
there.
in the American situation. Micah, no, not in the law. No, I know
Anyway.
that, but not in.
I think under the influence,
Is it okay?
possibly,
let's just say
but
murder.
it's still
Is it
yeah.
your job? Is
We're
it your
talking
job to
about-
kill the person?
Never mind. What?
Is it your job? Okay, Isaiah. Well, then better question. Let's just say you do run into murder. Do you think it's your job to carry out judgment on the person? And if so, why or why not?
Well, do I- if
you're
I
not, because there's
don't
a verse
think
that literally
so.
says, "Judge not, lest ye be judged."
Well, I'm asking Isaiah, but no, I was gonna get to you. It's just also about. I'm interested in both of your guys' takes on it.
Let me see. So, well, I mean, if
I'm not
he's
trying to
not
change your mind, but
threatening, if
curious.
he's not threatening me, I'm not gonna bother him.
Well, so what do you think of my statement that I think that my job is to love everyone regardless of what it does, and I don't think that cutting someone shows them love specific. So like if they're gay, if they're a liberal or like if they're gay or straight, liberal or Republican or conservative, abortionist or anti-abortionist. I think that my only job here, the only thing that I can tangibly change about the world is to show a little more kindness and love into the world, which I think will make it a better place. I understand that sometimes you gotta fight too. Now, I'm not against fighting. I want to learn how to fight so that I can defend what is mine and what I love. But I think that overall, generally, we're supposed to radiate love towards people, and I don't think cutting them off is going to be a great way of doing that.
I mean, I'm not going to completely ignore anyone like who's gay or anything, but I'm not going to be around them.
What would be your extent of cutting off then? Like, how far would you go about that?
Okay, like if I
And why? No. So how far would you go, and why would you go that far, and why would you do it? Like, I'm curious about your motives, and I'll get to you too, just in a second. I'm curious about yours too.
Okay.
so what's it called? So
I'm
it's
curious
for
what you were doing and why you were doing it.
well, so first thing is that one, it's a mental disorder. First, is scientifically
there.
proven. And so if I would have anything to do with them, it'd be to help them get over that or anything like that. But I'm not gonna facilitate them being that because I don't see the point in facilitating it. So I wouldn't really want to. If they're gonna be normal, then while I'm around them, then that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to be around that person.
Fair enough. What, are you done?
I think so.
Oh, wait, no. Why would you do the? Well, actually, that kind of answers the why. But let me ask you anyway, because it wasn't super clear. Why? Like, what's your reasoning for that? Like, just want to confirm.
Let me think. See if I can put it into better wording.
I'm not going to challenge it, by the way. I'm just curious.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'll explain my reasoning for why I believe what I believe.
I had a word and then I lost it. Well, so it's right there.
If you're not ready to answer this, I can come back to
I
you.
the one is that they do make me very uncomfortable being around them. But another is that I don't want to facilitate. I don't want to act like it's a normal thing. I don't want it to just like it should be something that is it should be something treated like a mental disorder. How it's something that, in my opinion, it's something that you can get through and fix. So I don't really see why I should facilitate it being a normal thing.
You done? Or are you still working on it?
I don't think there's anything else. Unless something comes to me.
What about you, just I'm curious about your, like,
Wait,
what
so what was
why?
the question?
Hold up. Give me a second, let me go use the bathroom and then I'm gonna get in my car and then I'll hop back in the call.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
I have no idea what to do in this freaking level. Yep, Arcane Lineage is probably the only Lineage game that I actually have enjoyed. Just because it doesn't have PvP, or doesn't focus on PvP.
Pokken doesn't focus on PvP. It just has PvP in places where PvE is. So it's like
If I am doing my quests, and anyone can just, if I'm doing something that I need to do for like a class or whatever, I don't feel like PvP should be. I don't think PvP should be a primary thing to for
I like PvP
quests.
because it keeps me on edge, and I like.
I think in any other game, I wouldn't mind it. If it was its own game, I probably wouldn't mind it because the hit detection would be better, the desync would be better,
Yeah.
the block detection would be better. But in Roblox, it just feels like you're either getting hit from way too far away, you're blocking and it's not blocking anything,
Yeah.
or you're hitting somebody and it's not counting because either something along the lines of like their hitbox is somewhere else because on their screen they're like 10 more meters away from you or whatever. So if it was its own game, I'd probably wouldn't have a problem. But
I wouldn't mind that. Like, I wouldn't mind PvP in certain, like, only in certain areas. If the game had like really good AI, like not AI, but PvE generated monsters that like
PvE?
jump out at, like it's not AI, is it?
what do you mean?
Hello.
Just like any game AI.
Okay. Wait, like in what way? Like, I don't understand. Like they're gonna
Like,
attack you when you get near them?
yeah. Yeah.
I would say it's kind of AI, but not really. It's more of just like you program it that whenever a player is walking within so close, then it starts walking towards them and does its own thing. It's no
No, but I
different
would
than like
love it
WoW or
if-
whatever.
Like every once in a while, like I wouldn't want it just to be the same thing over and over again. So I would want some sort of monster or something like that. Like every once in a while, there's an event that was really well programmed.
So here's like the best way.
really
Here's the
diverse.
best way to do PvP in games like that, like Arcane Lineage. The reason I like
No, but I just want to like
this
just want it to keep me
idea.
on edge
I
of
like
it.
the idea of Arcane Lineage and the Lineage games in general. The only thing I don't like is
Do PvP anyway?
Arcane Lineage doesn't have PvP. It's just PvE. It does have dueling.
Oh, wait, I think we did play that once, except like I didn't like it, so we got off.
Arcane Lineage. That was Rogue Lineage.
You're probably thinking of a Rogue Lineage. Rogue
Maybe
Lineage. Rogue Lineage was. What do you remember about the game? Like, what was the?
We kind of spawned in like a desert area. There was like a big lake
was
there. and
Yeah,
we
no,
ran around.
that's probably Rogue Lineage. This one
And
you
we got
spawn.
ambushed.
This one you spawn at a town. The towns are safe areas where you can't get. It's like the encounters are basically like Pokemon encounters. Like if you're running outside of a town, you're gonna get encounter. You can get an encounter. You have guild quests,
did
which you
not-
use for gold and other stuff, and you have all. Yeah, it's the only one of the Arcane it's the only one of the Lineage games that.
I don't think
I've
it's made
liked.
by the same people though.
Is it not? It feels like it is, just because of the way it's set up with the you have the different races and you can't re-roll them at the start, which is kind of annoying. But at least they have an item that allows you to re-roll them, so that's good.
Oh yeah. That was Rogue Lineage also, wasn't it?
That was also Rogue Lineage, yes. But in this one, it
You had, like,
has
3 different- you could take.
yeah. In this one, it has a in this one, it basically has it set up so you get your set race, but then as you progress through the game, you can eventually get a boss drop or a mob drop or just buy it from a shop if it just happens to appear in the mysterious trader.
Dude,
But it is it had a lot. I don't know about Rogue Lineage or those game or Expulsion Lineage or whatever it's called.
Epsilon.
I don't know about those ones, but I don't know. Did Rogue Lineage have a way to re-roll your character besides Robux?
It was really, really hard to get.
Yeah, so this game might be similar, but it's like at least it was like you basically just had to get gold and then buy this item from the mysterious trader, which is nice. At least like I feel like it's within reach. But it's very. I haven't been able to fight any of the bosses because you have to have multiple people for it. I can't do anything. You pretty much can't do any of the harder stuff by yourself. But the classes are really cool. I think there was they have actually, getting the armor was kind of interesting because armor, one of the few things I don't like about the game is armor you can't have multiple sets. Like, armor doesn't go to your inventory. It's just like kind of there. So when you buy a new set of armor, it unequips your old one and you lose it. Which can be annoying. Now equipment, you don't. And when you die, you keep your equipment, but you lose all the items you had in your inventory.
Oh, yeah. That happened us multiple times. I kind of quit when I died and I had to fight that boss.
Well, see, a Rogue Lineage, if you die, you lose everything.
Oh, that was.
But
yeah,
in
no,
Arcane Lineage, you don't lose your equipment or your XP or your gold. You keep everything. You keep everything except for the items in your inventory, and you can die 3 times before you lose everything.
I don't.
That's how it was on Lineage.
Yeah, I don't. So what I didn't like about Rogue Lineage was that you could die, but like what really pissed me off about Rogue Lineage was that their controls did not feel tight. I don't know if there was like a delay between the animation.
Yeah,
and the
that's what that's what I didn't like about it either. Which I feel like it feels that way for all the Lineage games to me. I need to try this other game.
If I had like something that told me like, hey, there's a delay between like your click and then the actual like block or attack or something, I could work around that. But because it's not intuitive to me, it's very hard to learn. It's actually kind of frustrating to learn. There's a lot of games that I actually enjoy versus like trying to learn something.
Yeah, that's because it was very specific. That's because our Rogue Lineage was very highly based off of. It was very highly encouraging PvP. Now,
Arcane Lineage wasn't made by the same people.
I didn't think I wouldn't have thought so, but it's still pretty good. So now with Expulsion Lineage, if it is very not based, if like I can get every class without doing PvP, then that's a good game design. I don't think anything should be forced to do PvP, especially in Roblox.
I mean, you didn't have to do PvP to get a class in Rogue Lineage, actually.
Yes, you did. For some classes, you had to get
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that all classes should be available to anyone, no matter whether you're doing PvP or PvE. Because if
That's how it is in Deep Woken. You don't have to fight.
Oh, I don't like Deep Woken either. Wait, was Deep Woken the one where when you died you had to escape the place?
Yeah.
Deep Woken also had some really wonky PvP. Or PvE.
I think that with those combat, with any kind of close quarters combat games in Roblox, the PvP is going to be just, it's not going to feel great compared to.
I don't know if it's like, do their servers ping at like 60?
Yeah, it's most of the time 50 or 60, which honestly, actually no, it's not even that. It's most of the time like 180 or like 150.
If it really
That's if
pings
you
them
get
up,
in
then
a
it's
bad
not.
region.
I mean, like,
It's
no, like,
usually
how many times is
it's
it now?
usually around 80.
No, like, I'm not talking about ping. So there's ping, and then there's like a server refresh, or like the server themselves.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know on that one.
Overwatch just does like 60 or something like that. Like,
I
and
don't
then
know.
of course there's that and ping. So there's two different things. There's like ping, and then there's like server cycle things. Like each like basically, so like if it's 60 per second, so it's gonna do every 1/60th of a second, it's gonna calculate
So for me with PvP games in Roblox, or more specifically, it's not as bad with FPS games in Roblox because FPS games don't need to be as consistent because you're just shooting at a guy from a long distance.
yeah, I don't know.
but-
I've never
but
had a
when you-
problem with those.
But when you're playing a PvP close quarters game, let's take an example. Imagine if you're playing Smash, and on somebody else's screen, they were on the left side of the screen, but on your screen, you were right on top of them hitting them. But because they weren't next to you on their screen, you're just swinging in the air, so they're not taking any damage, and then they go in whenever you have an opening, and it's easy for them to win because they have major desync. That's the way Roblox feels with close quarters PvP stuff, which is
Yeah,
why
no, like in,
which is
I
why
think it would've been
most
okay.
games on Roblox could be better if they just decided to make their own game. If they decided to do their own game with like Rogue Lineage, I would probably actually like it because Rogue Lineage has a great idea for like making people do PvP, but for Roblox specifically, it's not a system that you should have on Roblox. And forcing people to do PvP on Roblox is kind of awful when it's close quarters because it just ends up feeling like you're just running in there randomly punching.
Well,
and
I
hoping
just
that-
don't like PvP in the fact that like it only really is beneficial to like the hyper grindy players that you're.
Yeah, and also that it's with those kind of games, the only people who are going to succeed are those who like spend 8 hours or 10 hours a day trying to learn the freaking controls and the ins and outs of every mechanic with the combat.
Unless you're really skilled at it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
unless-
Yeah, you can run naturally good. Yeah, of course. Like if someone comes up with you with higher gear, which I think you could with the Rogue Lineage. Was it Rogue Lineage?
Yeah.
That's
you could
another
do
thing.
that.
That's another thing that I have a problem I have with all games that have PvP. I think, and this is mostly in MMOs, but I don't understand why players with, I think PvP should be limited by what your gear is, like, or what your stats are, or what your level is, or something,
I
because
honestly agree with that. It was pretty stupid in Rogue.
because
that.
Rogue Lineage had a big definitely had a big problem where just somebody could just come by and nuke you, and because of the way the
Yeah.
game is, you just all your items are gone, all your
really
your
do
class is
anything.
gone. You can't really do anything against it. You're not gonna escape them. You're basically
Yeah.
just screwed if you run into a player who's high level who's a dick.
See, I think that would be okay if they had like an arena, a dedicated arena. Like you can't just PvP in the normal world. You actually have to PvP, you know? Like.
Well,
I
this
think
is
the
this
case
is
that- or if
this is how
everyone
you
was at
do
the same
PvP
level.
correctly. You either make it so that you can only PvP with people who are around the same or similar stats level
Or they could make it that you have to accept a duel.
or
You have to
equipment,
accept-
or you have to have, or they have a system with the dueling, or you have it set up so that this is the best way to do it. You have quests or things that you can do for more or better gear that are specifically for PvP, or have PvP objectives that get people involved in doing things with PvP, but you're not forced to do that stuff with PvP, and those items aren't really required to do everything in the game. They're kind of like a bonus item that just gives you it gives you better stats and better stuff, but it doesn't give you it doesn't keep you from doing everything in the game.
I also
think
liked the premise of being able to be jumped at any moment, like by someone the same level as you.
See, here's the third option. You have the option to enable PvP or disable PvP.
That would be interesting. But like if you just
And-
PvP,
then you
you
can-
only get.
And depending on
And
whether
you
you've
could be
enabled
stalking someone for a really long time, and then you jump them and you realize their PvP is off.
Well,
No.
they could split-
No, you
they
have
could
an
split the
icon.
server.
You have an icon that tells you if you are PvE or PvP. It's that simple.
They
Also,
could
I don't
split the
really.
By the way, they could split the servers based on like whether you have PvP enabled or disabled. Like for
Yeah,
example,
or you
PvP
choose at the
disabled people
start.
throw in a PvP,
Yeah.
and then PvP enabled people could throw in a PvP enabled servers. I think that would make a lot of sense.
There's just so many better ways to do PvE versus.
I also like the
PvP.
fact that you
It's-
have to do PvP to progress in it, though, because it feels like you have to be better than people.
I
You
think
don't actually be skilled.
I don't have a problem with that if it wasn't Roblox. If the hit detection, the desync, and the block detection or whatever was good. There was like literally I have a story about why I quit playing For Honor. I actually really like Ubisoft's For Honor because it was like you had to be pretty
That
skilled
sounded
in order to play it.
That sounded like the start to an ad. I really liked Ubisoft's For Honor.
I did. It was good. The only thing, but guess what? I hit one problem. I quit the game, uninstalled, never opened it again. Because I was playing not even PvP. I was in their freaking PvE mode, their story mode, and I was fighting this guy. And there's multiple types of attacks. There's probably lost connection. There's multiple types of attacks. There's your PvP attacks, or there's your heavy attacks, which are like unblockable. You have to like make sure to get out of the way or do something different. And then you have light attacks, which can be blocked. I did an unblockable attack, no. He did an unblockable attack, and I used an ability that would allow me to cancel his blockable attack, which is it's a counter attack basically. Because if you hit them before or in some way, it keeps them from using their heavy attack for that one cycle. And I used it and hit him. It's not like it didn't hit him. It hit him, and the game did not register that. It registered that I hit him, but then it didn't cancel his attack, and I died. And I was like, okay, that's it. if it's not gonna register that, then I'm not gonna play this game.
No, that's a common like complaint with the For Honor, by the way. Like, I used to watch the guy that loved playing For Honor, and like I used to kind of like, I never played For Honor myself. I used to be like involved in the community and stuff.
It was so
But,
fun. It was such a well thought out game. It was.
But they didn't they stop updating it after a while, and they kind of like.
I don't know. All I know is I hit that one freaking problem. I hit it one time, and even if it was like a 1 in a million thing, I hit it the one time, and I was like, nah. If that game's gonna do that, then I'm not gonna play it, because that literally costed me the entire game. I'm not.
I also think.
You know
I
what
think
that
the
sounds
concept.
like to me? Kind of sounds
Gamer
like
rage. Gamer
kind of
rage.
sounds like a skill issue, to be honest.
I think if you were in my position, you would also. It's kind of like getting shot through Blitz's shield,
I'm just kidding.
which was another reason why I quit playing freaking Rainbow Six.
Oh yeah, I wish people would quit the game when there was something broken out, because you know devs would fix that shit way quicker if people start.
It's just the fact that Uplay does not know how to make a multiplayer game.
They don't. They keep fucking it up.
They can make an amazing single player game. They cannot make a multiplayer game for crap.
Well,
They can't do it.
They've had some of the coolest multiplayer game ideas.
They've had amazing ideas, but they just can't execute a good.
I think it's, and also their games all look like shit, which they shouldn't.
Actually, I don't know. I never really look at the way the game looks because I freaking grew up playing retro games. I don't know. I
think that's a fair.
I've never looked at what a game looks like. It's just like I've always, the first thing I do is turn down all the settings.
Well, for me, it's about expectations. Like, if I buy a game from like a well-known developer, I expect that game to look fair. Ubisoft games have like the trend of looking worse after each game.
Yeah, that is true.
They don't look real. They look like Ubisoft has a specific style of crappy that's like unique among. Like Ubisoft stuff has like looks good, but it also doesn't look fake.
Yeah, it's one of like here's an example. Dark Souls does not look the greatest, right?
No,
but Dark Souls 3 is the only game that I walked out into an area and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks amazing.
Didn't Elden Ring have some moments like that?
Maybe, but Elden Ring didn't. I don't remember Elden Ring hitting as hard as that one moment in Dark Souls 3.
Oh, there was this one moment in Horizon Zero Dawn. Have you heard? I'm sure Billy's heard.
Let me see if I can find
It
it.
was like it came out the same time as, or like 2 weeks away from Breath of the Wild, and it got completely stomped out by Breath of the Wild. Except for maybe by PlayStation. Like, it was overshadowed by Zelda, but I think a lot of PlayStation owners bought it.
Let me look at a Dark Souls 3 map to see if I can find. Let me see if I can find what the place is called.
No, my rating. You guys are making my IQ go down just by listening to this, honestly.
That's just you, bro. Sorry.
I mean, I literally have proof because my rating is going down.
Well, that's not proof. That could just be you.
Nuh-uh.
No. I like how you just argue for just like.
I hate it when my rating goes down because of a mouse slip.
You can always get it back up.
I can't though, is the problem.
Yeah, not right now, but later. You could always leave. The call by-
Okay. I found it.
Don't feel bad to leave, by the way, from fucking.
Nah.
Uh,
Nah, bro.
I think Rogue Lineage would have been a lot better of a game if they had just tightened up the animations and the actual hit stuff. Because, like, here's the thing: when I do a hit, I expect there to be some consistency between that and the hit. Like, I understand it can take some time to charge up. There was no visual cue that I was actually
Yeah.
hit the guy or one guy.
That what?
Because it's a rogue.
What was that?
Rogue Lineage, or whatever, whichever one I'm trying getting into that I did not like the game.
The acting that I couldn't help notice that you chose the most
You know, whenever you get, I don't know if you're probably still in the car, right?
Yeah, I am.
Whenever you get home, that I sent you a video. That intro, whenever you just like the first few seconds of the video, whenever he walks out of that doorway and looks at that city, that was the first time in a game that pretty much almost the only time where I was like completely stunned at the way it looked.
If there's something I'm happy about, is that I was born in time of video games. It's such a beautiful escape from reality. You can just get immersed in a world that has nothing to do with your own. I find it honestly fucking hilarious that people have thought that video games are way worse than it's like, bro, no.
The only people who think video games are like incredibly bad are people who let their kids play games for either a stupid amount of time on a stupid game, i.e. Fortnite.
Before though.
Like Fortnite, and Fortnite's not a bad game, but
No.
I
what?
think
Okay, you guys had to look at this. You guys had to look at this real quick.
I mean, he's driving. I can look at it. Hold on.
No.
I'm gonna
Look. Okay. Right. I failed this daily puzzle. Right.
hold on.
Because this. Hold on.
Let me look.
You see this, right? This.
Um.
Boom is made. Right. This is mate. Why is that not? Why is that
because he just moves his queen up.
What do you mean? He can't move his queen anywhere because he's in check here.
Did
He
you
has to
just
take-
move your queen?
Yeah, I moved my queen up here. Like that's how you do the puzzle.
Wait, hold on. What was your where did the puzzle start? Show me where the puzzle started.
Here.
Started here.
Why couldn't I
Okay.
why couldn't I just this? Same result, incorrect. For no reason. Crap. I went back.
Wait, go back. Go back.
This takes this is also me.
Oh. I understand. So you had to move your queen up first?
Why?
So because if you don't, okay, let's say you move your rook up first. Go back to that previous move. If you move your rook up first, he's just gonna move into that corner.
Oh, okay. I see.
That queen,
Okay.
that first
Yeah,
queen
that
move gets him back in that corner. That way, it's a forced
Okay.
checkmate if he doesn't take your piece
Okay,
or
that
block.
makes All right. No, I'm gonna go. See you guys.
All right, see ya.
Bro, adios.
And then there were two.
And now there are two. By the way, I'm gonna have to get off soon because one, I need to go take a shower. Two, my brother is going to sleep early because he has work at like 4 or 5 a.m.
That's understandable.
And so I'm not gonna be able to talk in there, so I don't even see a point to like. Really. I don't like talking as much as like. I honestly like. I do like learning about people. Honestly, people are really interesting to learn about and talk with. But like, I'm also like have a very low social battery. So.
I think I have a high. I think I have a high social battery
For people that you know.
for people that I know, and also, but I think I physically can't. I will not walk up to anyone that I don't know. I can't do it. I'll see somebody that I wanted to walk up to and talk to, but I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it.
I've learned that it's just like I don't give a fuck. I'm like,
And I think it's mostly just the. I think it's mostly just the first few interactions. I think after a while, it just becomes normal. But the first few interactions, I won't walk up to anyone.
yeah, no, I get it. By the way, a good way of conquering, or at least I've conquered my mind in a way, is honestly weed. It's like, it sounds weird. Like, thing is, when I'm high, I'm at such like, I feel so much worse. Well, not worse, but like, not in control. That if I learn to accept the fact that I'm not in control and then build control from that, my mind, like, during when I'm sober, gets a lot stronger.
I'm not getting high,
At least
if that's what you're implying.
No. I'm talking about my experiences. No, bro, you do what you want. That's up to you, alright? I'm not gonna try and sell it to you.
I just need to be
If
more
you ever
confident, I think.
Well, yeah. No, that's difficult to do. If you want, I can help you be confident. I'll go up to some random asshole and be like, hey, yo, dude, how you doing? Hey, fucking beat my friend Isaiah. And then you have to be talking with some random dude.
If I talk... Well, see, the difference is some random guy that I don't have an interest in versus somebody who actually seems interesting to me.
See, and that's where you gotta change your mindset, bro. You gotta look at everyone as a potential interesting person. Even boring people. You gotta look at him like, what is this person? Who is this person? How is this person?
It's pretty hard when you can look at somebody and kind of know the type of person they are.
No, you don't. You really don't.
I really do.
There's a stereotype to that, but like, when you really get into the deep meat of the person, the depth of the person, like everyone shows you their top layer, which and I agree there that you can kind of get a sense for the kind of person just from initial social interaction. But if you really want to understand what drives them, that varies wildly.
It's not just top. It's not just their front level that they put out. It's their energy. Their energy gives different vibes based on the type of person they are, and that's what I get.
No, and I agree with that, but the driving factors for that energy can be wildly different from person to person. And also, if you can learn to understand the kind of person, even if you don't really vibe with that person at first, I think that if you learn how to vibe with that person, I think that's a sign of incredible emotional development, because you're able to deal with someone that you're not used to dealing with.
You know what? Lev is a great example. Lev, you know who Lev is?
No.
Yeah, you will. He's kind of one that, like, he puts you off at a start, but you can't. He's like one of those that you can't figure out until you get to know him. But once you get to know him, then you kind of know the type of person he is. But
well, yeah, obviously, like you get to know someone, then you.
He was one of those that I couldn't figure out just by looking at him.
By the way, there's different depths of people. Honestly, most of the time they only show surface to mid-level depth. It's when you really get to understand and know the person for a while where you really get to understand the true depths of the person. I'm not saying you'll necessarily appreciate knowing all that. Sometimes you'll be like, whoa. But I think that if you can learn and love people the way they are. See, my main driving factor is honestly trying to learn how to love people the way that God loves us, because God was there for me when I wanted nothing to do with him. And To be fair, I never strayed that far from God, so it's not like I was ever really a problem child. But like, there was a period of time where I wanted nothing to do with God, and God still watched out and loved me through all that. And I don't understand why he did that, because if someone had done the same to me, I would have just cut them off and stopped dealing with them. I wouldn't have wanted to deal with them anymore. So I'm really trying to learn how to love people the way that God loves us, and that's not easy to do.
That is true.
People are assholes. Fucking hate people sometimes.
That's why I believe that you're not meant to get along with everyone.
No,
You can still love and appreciate everyone without getting along with them. But you're not everyone is meant to be friends with everyone. Like, you're not going to be friends with everyone. So
yeah,
you have to find the right people to be friends with, which is where
I agree with that. Well, so here's my opinion on that. I think the people that should hold influence over your soul, or mind, or body, or spirit, or anything like that, are the people that you should know and understand that you can trust. If you're not capable of discerning that, then this is where you need to be able to take advice. And I think taking advice is such an important thing for people that cannot discern something.
that's true.
It's like you can be friends with people that are not good influences. So the problem is that we start letting them influence you. And see, some people are not capable of knowing whether people are good influences or not.
That is true. You definitely
By the
you
way,
definitely have to know.
That's why I don't think it's unreasonable to cut off someone that's gay, for example. Like, 'cause if you think you could be influenced by that person, yeah, you absolutely need to get rid of that out of your life. I think that if you're mentally strong enough, though, I think you can be around any sin and have a strong enough mind where that does not affect you. where you
I
don't allow
think
to
that
affect
with my personality, I don't think that I should be around that person.
you. And see, that's you understanding your limitations, and that's a very, very good thing to have, in my opinion. Because you're not meant to be around everyone. As the Bible says, if your right eye causes you to sin, cut it off. If your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off. If you're around people that cause you to sin or cause you to start thinking of sinning or start eroding your mental or spiritual well-being, you should honestly cut them off. It doesn't matter whether you're not capable of loving everyone, so therefore you should not. At that point, it's an issue of self-preservation rather than an outward love and affection. If there is one thing, though, that I don't think the Messianic community has right, is the love factor. I think
they don't have a lot right. I don't think they have a lot right.
I've met too many people that don't want to be around the general Messianic movement because it's such a cold, barren place sometimes.
It's very hard to find decent people, and there's such the problem with the Messianic movement is I feel like no matter who you talk to, everybody freaking has a different opinion,
and getting past that opinion is hard.
And they're and everybody is so freaking wrong, probably including us. But nobody really listens to logic when it's presented, and it's very hard to find decent people in this movement.
By the way, if it wasn't for you in the box, I probably wouldn't be involved in the Messianic movement at all. Like, honestly, I don't really vibe with the Christians, I don't vibe with the Jews, I don't vibe with the Messianics overall. Individuals
Oh yeah, overall,
so it's like,
Messianics suck.
I think it's so important to have a good religious foundation and background for people, because if you have a good community, you can build off of each other. But the problem is that a lot of times the community is so toxic that I don't think you're capable of building off of each other. So that's Messianics. Christians, I think, are way too wishy-washy. You've got to stand for something. Okay, you can't just say I love everything and everyone. It's okay to be gay. Like
They're yeah.
I want to learn how to love gay people. I want to learn how to love people that have had abortion. I want to learn to love all those people, but I will never accept the sin in my life. I think that if you're not part of religion, I think it's whatever, it's your own personal choice. But if I consider you if I consider you to be a brother or sister in Christ, I will hold you to a higher standard than I will anyone that's outside of that.
It's just like, I think that the real reason Christianity is like a big thing and is not as and is like a little more loose is because none of them actually read their Bible.
No, that's probably honestly a big reason too.
Like they believe.
Jewish people are... Sorry, go ahead.
Like they believe in the Bible, 100%, but they don't read it. And so it's like if you believe it, all they do is listen to their preacher who reads it, but then takes out certain things to fit his agenda.
And Jewish people either have are either like non-practicing or have a stick up their ass.
They're like, Jewish people are weird. They're like they don't read either. Let's be real. They also do everything wrong.
No, yeah, it's just it's just
where
I would
Messianics.
love to have my kid.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say Messianics. We read it and we try to discern what we're supposed to do versus what we aren't supposed to do, and what, like for example, aren't they like are the Jewish people like building a temple right now?
I think they're trying to take the the temple of the Mosque of the Rock, whatever, Dome of the Rock, the one that's on the Temple Mount.
I thought they were. Weren't they trying? I thought they were trying to build a temple.
Yeah, I think they wanted to tear down the Dome of the Rock and build a temple on it. But I'm not
sure. So that's like there is never a point where, like in the Bible, it says that he will build it. So it's like, why the frick are you building it? It's like they read it and they don't read it. They also don't believe that Yeshua is the Messiah, which is interesting. But what were you saying? Okay. I can hear nothing. Must be losing connection.
Hey, can you hear me or no?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I think you muted this call when I got here. So I got a call. I was trying to tell you to hold off for a second, but I think you muted
okay.
when I got the call. Yeah, I was listening to what you're saying. Yeah, I think they're trying to build the Temple Mount there, and if that does... See, I'm curious if we're living near the ends of the times or not. Like,
well, here's the thing, right? He said that he will build it when he comes, or before he comes, or whatever. He will build it. But I don't really know why they're building it.
I'll be completely yeah, I don't know. Sometimes God uses people too. See, for me, I'm just so completely desensitized on my father always saying it's the end of, it's like we're about to be near the end, we're about to be near the end, we're about to be near the end. I believe in the Bible, I believe in everything the Bible says, I believe there will come true. So therefore, I must believe in the end of times, and I do. But like, I just don't really understand the nature of it per se.
I don't know how anyone can know when we're even close to the end. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see anywhere where it says that when it's gonna happen. It just says that it's gonna be super bad when it happens.
Just everyone that's tried to predict when it's gonna happen is generally wrong. My current theory is they can be like 2030-ish, like give or plus or minus 2 years.
What was it that somebody said? I think actually 2030, or I don't know if it was 2030 or if it was a. There was a very specific and a logical reason.
Well,
why?
been a lot of that.
Well, no. There was like a really, really, really good reason for why something would happen on a specific. I don't know if it was a specific month or specific day, or I think it was mainly a specific year. But I don't remember what the logic was. I know it was very convincing. I don't know if, and I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know when anything is gonna happen, but
I just hope that God's gonna be there for us, because quite frankly, I'm gonna die if not. Problem.
I mean, it just depends on what happens. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. Just bring it on.
Well,
Let's-
people are gonna be stupider than they are now, so I don't know if you quite want that.
No. We that's where all the stupid people get taken care of by the zombies, and then we can go in and clean up the
hopefully.
zombies.
Well, hopefully.
Well, there's gonna be a few left. There's gonna be a few left because they got Taj of friends.
I don't know.
But
Uh,
it's Did I beat this level?
By the way, if you ever want to, I would highly recommend you going to Messiah, Texas, because Messiah, Texas is genuinely, like, there's not a lot of places where I felt God moving in, and Messiah, Texas is one of them. They do something every summer, and I think they do something every fall. They're like
Is that
young
Ty's?
adult.
Is that Ty's quarters
yeah,
thing?
right. Yeah.
It's just it feels
I know
so Christian to me.
Have you even been there?
No, I'm saying just Ty in general. Just he feels so Christian to me.
And I mean, God's definitely with him if he's letting him do this thing that people get saved at. So it might feel Christian to you, but it's so God's still using it to work this magic or so.
That's fair. What the frick?
I'll remind you next year, and then I'll see if you can get.
I don't know. Isn't it like a teenager thing?
Young adults, 18 to 30, so you definitely fit in there. So you'll be fitting in there for the next decade. By the way, it's not Christian. By the way, I hope you know it does not feel Christian at all. When they get there, the first thing they say, "All right, this is what we believe. That the way to heaven is through Jesus. Marriage between a man and a woman. Blah 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 blah."
Yeah,
blah,
it's a
blah, blah.
normal spiel that is lame.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
sometimes you
mind
gotta
some of
reiterate
his
that.
opinions, but yeah, I know. I know. Some people haven't heard it, but
Some people-
and sometimes
we
it needs to be
understand.
said. But
You got to start at the lowest common denominator, and sometimes the lowest common denominator is talking about our rules and why we believe in them.
yeah,
I get it. I'm kind of the same way for you, but like sometimes you gotta state the obvious.
no, it has to be reset. It's kind of like it's no different than just like repeating saying. Well, it's no different than saying the stuff we say at Sukkot. The beginning of Sukkot.
Yeah.
Like it's just people haven't been there, so you gotta even if it's one person that hasn't been there, you gotta or heard your spiel, you have to reiterate it, that way that person has heard it.
A lot of people don't pay attention.
Oh
That's
no,
the shitty part.
that's
Yeah,
that's
no,
for
no,
sure.
by the way, it's not Ty's thing. It's like, it's a group of people there that are leading it. It does not feel like any one of them's things. It feels like all of their stuff. And some of them, they all cover each other's weaknesses. They all are honestly, like, genuinely, that's what kind of started getting me on my path to being saved, by the way. That's what started that whole progress, and then I got saved with the Sukkot. I actually got saved only last year. Did you know that? Like, really, truly saved?
No, I didn't know that.
I actually haven't gotten baptized yesterday. I mean, I've gotten baptized before, but like genuinely, where my heart and mind got saved was last Sukkot.
We got baptized, I think it was last Sukkot.
Well, I need to get baptized because I haven't gotten baptized since then.
We I think that I think the reason we had never gotten baptized was because we had been fed this misconception that been fed this misconception of it where like I don't know, it was something about it where like we didn't want to do it because we just didn't feel like we were ready for it. But then once our parents explained the way it actually is supposed to be, then we were like, oh well, then we may as well do it because I mean nothing's gonna change right now.
Well, I definitely need to go get baptized because
I think
I've got.
it was I think maybe the reason was that we never did it beforehand was because I think we had in our mind that it was like we were never going to do something wrong again or something along those lines, because that was like the way it was always freaking fed to us by everybody around us. But then mom and dad just basically said doing it basically just says that you're going to be in this faith for the rest of your life. And we were like, oh well, then we may as well just get it done, because it's not like we're going anywhere.
Yeah, the way that I've been taught is it's like a renewal, so it's kind of like washing away your old crap and bringing in the new one. And I got a spiritual renewal last Sukkot. Now I don't know what part the baptism plays, but I do need to get baptized. If they have baptisms over there this year, I'll probably go.
I'm pretty sure you can probably get somebody to.
It's just kind of difficult when we're not really involved in any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We had Michael Stallsworth do it. That's what we did. I don't know. It just always felt like for us, it just always felt like everybody made it out to be like a bigger deal than it really is. Like,
I mean,
to us,
to be fair, I don't think was that something that really happened in the original, like in the Old Testament. Like I think that's more of a New Testament thing. Like I know, like there was that one guy with leprosy that got into water 7 times. Nehemiah or whatever his name. Not Nehemiah. It definitely was Nehemiah. Something with an N. But
Nathan.
Maybe Nathan.
I don't freaking know.
I think Nathan was the guy who was telling him to go and do it. I don't know. Whatever. All I know is this world is a weird, interesting place.
Yeah, it was just like, I think that it was like there was something about it that we just like, we weren't ready for the way it was portrayed, but whenever our parents had told us the way it's actually, in reality, what it's showing, then we were like, oh well, we may as well do it.
You still there?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna hop off for the moment. Waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Life is interesting, people are interesting. I'm just trying
Okay, before you go, how are Messiah Texas's stuff planned? Like, how's their
So usually most of the days there, except for Saturday, I think they have, which is only like a 3 or 4 day thing. They have meals, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shabbat, I don't remember what's for Shabbat, but I think we did have dinner for Shabbat.
What's the latest? What's the latest thing planned, and what's the earliest thing planned? It's more,
I think the latest thing is at like 8, and that's like when worship finishes up. So I think worship is like from 6:30 till 8-ish. Sometimes it goes more, sometimes it goes less.
Okay.
Breakfast starts at 8, and I think the first service is at 10. And then they have like little workshops in between there and stuff, and they have like social events. They have like
8 in the morning?
or like 8 in the morning is when breakfast starts, and then that goes till 10.
That the first thing?
Which is the first worship service, which isn't as it's so the main one is in the evenings, like at 6:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
But the morning one is also pretty important too. I didn't attend any of the morning ones this year though, because I just kind of stepped through them. Which I shouldn't have, but whatever.
I don't. I mean, it just depends. I would have probably been awake for them, but I'm not. I don't see a point. I don't see the reason in waking up for all that stuff. I just like there's not a reason in my opinion.
I would say the only thing that you really should go to would be the worship services, because honestly, that's where, like, I would say, like, if you're gonna do anything there, go to the worship services.
Okay. My main curiosity was like, which you already confirmed that by saying you slept through the morning ones, which is fine. I think my main concern was like the level of freedom.
No, you're free to do whatever you want. They tell you, like, if you don't want to show up for any of these, you're fine, but like, you honestly shouldn't have even come here, because it's like, why'd you come here if you don't want to show up for anything?
that's true. If I go somewhere, I'm definitely gonna be at the events and stuff. I mean, why would I freaking be there?
We'll tell you about it beforehand. We're gonna try
I
to
don't
sell
know.
it to all
How
our friends and
expensive
stuff.
is it?
It's like $300, but if you're worried about money, I'll pay for you.
I don't really like people paying for my stuff.
Well,
I
if
don't
you ain't
know,
got
it's-
money,
Okay, well,
look,
that's
tell you what,
fair.
look,
I'm not gonna lie. I
you
just
can
Well, you're lagging out.
Just buy me a meal somewhere. All right, I'm hopping off.
Okay.
Don't worry. Look, we'll talk to you about later. It's not till next year anyway. There is a fall one, but I'm not sure if you care about the fall one.
Oh no, we've got freaking Sukkot, and yeah, it's
Yeah, no, you got
Probably
plenty of
too
stuff in
close
the
to
fall
that.
already. Anyway, I'll see you, dude.
see ya.
My phone's at 1%. I got it's about.
That's funny. Okay. Alright. I don't know if I can do this. I've been trying for a while. I'm thinking I've been in this level for 2 hours. We're gonna just save and quit. We're gonna go to we're going to do some speedruns. Bro, I freaking punched the doorknob so freaking hard. Like, I don't know, what does that even show on camera? Hold on. Close that. Close that. That open. Yeah, that. I hit my freaking hand right there. Doesn't look as bad on camera, but freaking sucks. Okay. Let's do some speedruns. Doo-doo. Play. Much longer. That wasn't too bad. See, that right there is where I should do a wave dash. That right there is where I should do an up dash, which is normally what I would do if I was intelligent and knew what muscle memory was. I actually might have something, depending on how well this run goes. I have something I want to test, and I don't know if I'll test it in between runs, or after this run, or if I'll test it during the run. okay. I don't know why any of those weren't wave dashes, but whatever. All of them were freaking horizontal dashes, which is kind of annoying. I would have saved at least 2 seconds. I actually, that's probably my favorite freaking song on that. Maybe Summit. Those are the two that I most remember. Now, granted, I do speedrun it, so those are the only two that out of the speedrun that I remember very well. I hate when I grab that. I might just kill this run just to try something here. I think if I can... Why did I do that? I give up. I'm not bothering it. We'll just finish this run and get off. Why'd I do that? I knew that wasn't gonna work. Oh my gosh, that's the best one I've ever gotten. Oh my gosh, that was the best room I'd ever freaking done. That was very dangerously close. Oh my gosh. that's a new way to get through that room that I never really thought of before. Alright, do that. I hate that so much. Alright, last level. Well, I don't even know what just happened there, but I'm glad it did because it actually ended up being fast or whatever it was. So I'm pretty sure it was faster. 4453. Okay. That is where I'm gonna call it. That was fun. But